This video contains 3 of the craziest entitled parent stories you'll ever have seen. Trust me, you're not going to want to miss this one. Entitled Mum calls me, a 14-year-old male, a pervert for being in the women's section with my mum. This happened a few days ago, and since I can post her now, I thought I'd share this woman's sexist mind. When this happened, me and my mum were at Target. Now, being the oldest kid, I was my mum's slave and had to hold and carry everything she was interested in. Now, we were almost done shopping, and my mum decides to go look at some clothes for herself. I'm just sulking and closing my eyes in disgust because all around me are bras, women's underwear, and pictures of women half naked. My mum ends up liking some clothes and asks me to hold them as the cart was full. We end up looking around for about another 5 minutes. During this time, I noticed a woman and her child constantly looking at me with death glares and stink eyes, but I didn't think much of it. Now, my mum goes to a mirror and starts holding clothes up on herself, and keep in mind I'm passing her the clothes as the cart's full. Now, I'm not passing anything like bras or underwear to my mum, just things like shirts, jackets, and pants. My mum puts down the clothes and says, "Hey, I'm going to the bathroom. Stay here and watch the cart, okay?" I say okay, and she walks off. About a minute after my mum left, Karen and her heck demon start to walk towards me. "Excuse me." Yes, she stretched the word. "Yes, mum?" "Why the heck are you touching women's clothes, you perverts?" Her entitled daughter then got involved. "Yeah, you weirdo, why are you even in here? To look at women?" I was taken back instantly. They saw me here with my mum and me passing clothes to her. Now, I have ADHD, and because of it, I take this kind of bull very badly. I got very angry and say all this a little loud. "What? Are you insane? I'm here with my mum, you weirdos. Leave me alone." "Yeah, right. I know what you're doing here." When she was saying this, she was walking towards me, pushing me into a wall. Her daughter snickers, and I decide, alright, you want to fight? Come at me. "Alright, listen, you idiot. I've done nothing to you. Now get out of my face and leave before I get security involved. You touch me again, I will hurt you." "Try it, kid. We'll press charges." "Really?" I say, snickering. That camera up there will suggest otherwise. My mum comes back, and later I figured out she came back a little while ago and was watching, trying to figure out what was going on. "Excuse me, why are you talking to my kid?" "Your son has been touching all the women's bras and underwear and has been asking my daughter inappropriate questions." "Yeah, and he's been trying to touch me too." "Okay, so you didn't call my son a pervert, push him into the wall, and threaten him when he tried to protect himself?" "What? No, shut the F up and get the heck out of here before I call the police for assaulting my son." "You wouldn't dare." Now I'm in awe. My mum never talks like this, and I'm thinking, geez, my mum's a badass. "Yes, I would. You have 10 seconds to leave me and my child alone. Now go." The entitled mum and her entitled daughter both huff and walk away. Me and my mum laugh like crazy after, and now I hold my mum in higher respect. Oh man, you just know this daughter is a lost cause already. Fake accusations like saying, "He tried to touch me." Jesus, she does not have much hope in future. Clearly she's just a trash human being who's been raised by an even bigger piece of trash. I guess that's to be expected. I don't know guys, but for me, when you falsely accuse a 14-year-old of touching you, abusing you, that is a horrible thing to do when you know full well it didn't happen, and you know full well why he's even in the women's area. You saw him with his mum. Moving on to our next mental story. Entitled mum illegally drives car on bike path, gets mad at me when I say something. So, I live near a bike path, and since the beginning of the pandemic, I've been biking it a lot. It is about 10 miles long and is skinny, so not big enough for too many people. Of course, other people are also there. Yesterday, I went out for my bike ride, and I saw this kid biking, with an SUV in front of him like an escort. They were going the opposite way, and when the car saw me, the person inside told me to go off the path so they could go by. Now, listen, there is no way that cars are allowed here, and it's clearly marked so. Every intersection of the path said no cars, and there were poles blocking the path. She must have just pulled around them somehow. I confronted her. Of course it was an entitled parent. "Pull over, I'm coming through." "You can't drive here, it's a bike path, not a road." "I'm escorting my kid so he doesn't get hurt or kidnapped. Move and stop blocking my car, idiots." "Then bike with him. Don't drive in front of him, endangering everyone else." "Just get out of the way or I'll run you over if you don't." The nerve of some people. You should just go away. I'm calling the police if you don't stop driving on the path. Fine, I'll pull off at the next road. You didn't have to be so rude about it. I pulled over and let them by, but I followed behind them to see what they did. A road came by, and guess what? She just kept going. I was really mad now, but I just waited. Another road came by, and she went by again. I decided to just call the cops and see what would happen. I told the person on the phone where we were, and they said someone was coming. We were near the cop station, so someone was there at the next road. The cop pulled in front of them and told them to pull off. I was far away, so I just sat back and watched her. She gets out of the car and starts yelling at the cop. The cop tries to calm her down, but she got so mad she slapped the cop. The cop grabbed her and put her in the car. He then said something on his radio and another cop car came and took the kid away. I left at this point feeling happy that I got some justice. Oh man, overall, I just feel bad for the kid in this one. You know, firstly, he's got a crazy entitled mother. Then he can't even go off to the bike path and bike on his own. She has to escort him in a car. That is so mad. What an invasion of privacy. Like guys, can you imagine if you weren't allowed outside on your own to go cycling? That is just mad. This whole story actually reminds me of an email I got the other day, which I tweeted about. A company has an app, which is like a parental control app. Pretty much as a parent, you can control everything that your child does online. That's a horrible thing, I'm just gonna say, but this is even worse. And by the way guys, if you don't follow me on Twitter, you can keep up to date with what I'm doing day to day. It's on screen right now. Now moving on to our final story. Entitled mum wants child to fail their classes. Unfortunately, the entitled mum in this story is my mother. Due to the coronavirus, school has been difficult for me. Since I live in Australia, where the virus isn't bad, teachers have stopped posting work online so that students are encouraged to come to school. This is law and is important later. So this is a conversation between the entitled mum and OP. Have you texted your boyfriend and told him you are going camping? No, I told him that you decided to go camping. No, we are going camping. Mum, I have the hardest exam I will ever face in high school in 2 weeks. I can't go camping because I need to be at school to learn the content. Oh, just take your laptop with you. You can study there. I need my teachers. They have stopped posting online content to encourage students to come to school instead of staying home. Oh, if you are so serious about this exam, then you have to give me your phone and computer. Oh, and you cannot see your boyfriend until you sit this exam. That's unfair. I'm asking to go to school and you are trying to take away my belongings? Don't get cheeky with me. Your father is overworked and I am depressed, so we have to go camping. Go ahead. I'm not stopping you. The bus stop is down the road. I can get to school. I cannot leave my precious child alone for 5 days. Mum, I'm almost 18. I know what to do. Our neighbor is a cop. I laughed when you said I'm almost 18. You are a child. I'm your parent. You don't know anything. I don't know the content of my exam because you won't let me go to school. I will speak to your father about this. You are not ruining my vacation. I texted my dad and asked for his help. He usually is the voice of reason, and I hope he will understand me. My boyfriend is outraged because my mother is trying to convince his mother to let him come with us. Yes, although we are almost 18, we still are strictly ruled over by our parents. This exam is my advanced math exam, and due to the virus, I'm already behind on the content and desperately need my teachers. I'm not sure what to do. My mum expects us to go camping next week, Wednesday. Remember, Australia. If you want an update, let me know. Well, OP has actually given a couple of updates. Dad called me and I got a little emotional over the phone. My mum screamed at me for ruining her holiday and told me I was the reason she drinks. Anyway, I am able to take the exam and my mum, my dad and my little bro are taking a shorter vacation in a closer location. Dad sighed and said, I don't know why I still love that woman, and I had to agree. Also, an unexpected update, Mum threatened me and said she will ruin me if I don't get a B- or higher. Well, that has to be the first time I've ever heard of a parent encouraging their child not to go to school but instead go on holiday. Crazy scenes, but this is r/entitled parents, I guess. I mean, all I can say is that your mum clearly is extremely selfish. Yeah, you do need to go to school. I mean, you know this. I'm not sure why I'm saying this to you. You have a really important exam, which you value. Your mum clearly doesn't. I'm not quite sure why. Now, guys, if you haven't yet checked out yesterday's video, during it, I told you that I would now be showcasing some of your amazing fan art throughout my videos. videos. Now, today's one is absolutely awesome, guys. I think you would agree. This is sent to me by Act2 on Discord. Really simple. Just get in touch with me. Twitter, Discord, even my subreddit. Send it to me and I will put it in the videos. I don't know, but there's something about this pattern which I absolutely love. Good job. Anyway, guys, that is going to do it for this episode of Entitled Parents. If you missed yesterday's video and you want to go and check it out, it's on screen right now. And also remember to subscribe to my channel with notifications on, importantly, for daily Reddit content right here.